Got a few goodies for the car. Should help fix some of these problems. A fuel filter. There's a nice new air filter, MAN filter, the preferred brand. 6 NGK spark plugs. These are the NGK R spark plugs. R no doubt for reliability. And a couple of cabin filters. Didn't go for the carbon ones, but there you go. That's what 100 quid or so buys you from Euro Car Parts. And I'm going to get the oil service done at a garage because I don't really want to change the oil in my car park. Okay. Alright, cool. So it's been about 10 years since any of these bits have been replaced on this car. I mean, it's been that long since it's had a service. It may well have been an oil service, so the filters in the car, the cabin filter, might be over 10 years old. I thought it's a pretty good place to start. Just all these consumables, get them all done. BMW themselves actually charge you something close to £100 extra on an oil service to have the cabin filter done. Doesn't matter. Can do it yourself. Super easy. Here goes. Okay. You're now on the ground. POV isn't just my preferred pornography. These are the cabin filters. Let me show you just how filthy all of this is. It's amazing. What are you dripping for? Have a look. So this is 10 years and, oh my god, I don't know, 15,000 miles worth of cabin and air dust and stuff, and this is awful. Look at this. And check out the blackness of the filter. Just for comparison's sake, this is the colour that it's supposed to be. Okay, so we're going to get nice fresh air in the car. Before we put the cabin filters in, I really need to clean this up. Otherwise, what's the point? It's just going to suck in all the wet leaves. Let's have a look at the other one, see if it's possibly any worse. I mean, yeah, look at that. There you go, it's a bit better. And in goes a nice new filter. And that's the second one done. Lovely. It's important to note there is an airflow direction on these. So if you do your own, make sure they're pointing the right way up. Cool. So it's now time to do the air filter. How dirty do you reckon this thing is? Bear in mind it's been like 10 years. Here we are. So you think it's not so bad, but then have a look inside. Could be worse. It's a lot better than the cabin filters. But regardless, this is what a new one looks like. Bit of a colour difference. This is the easiest thing to do on any car ever. Some people like aftermarket filters, but not me. Keep them stock. Done. And these are the old bits. Look at all this crap that came from the cabin air intakes. Ugh. And it makes such a difference in here. It doesn't smell like musty old leaves anymore. It smells like Watford town centre. Okay, so I've done the cabin filters and the air filter. It's time to do the more difficult of the filters. Now I've got to get underneath the car and unplug the fuel filter. But before I do that, we have to depressurize the fuel system, which means removing fuse 31 from the fuse box, which is located just above the glove compartment. So pull that out, start the engine, that should run out of the fuel, and then we're good to go. So since we're already removing the fuel filter, this is actually a great opportunity to replace the hoses that run into and out of it. Due to the age of these cars, a lot of them have perished now and they will leak, so this is a preventative maintenance.
These are the original hoses, they're 25 years old, and as you may be able to see, they're actually not in that bad of a condition. So what we've got to do is get some 8mm internal hose, line that up against the existing hoses and trim them with a knife to make sure they're the same size. And now I'm just refitting the hose to the car using the existing Jubilee clips and sticking in the new fuel filter, making sure the direction of flow is the same as on the old one. The arrow on the filter should be pointing to the front of the car. And that's all done. We're good for another 25 years. Oh yeah, and I'm just reconnecting the fuel pump. That's fuse 31 in the fuse box. So somebody told me online that if I keep it in the car into position 2 and back again, on the key it should prime the fuel system. So I did this about 8 or 9 times over and over again, and initially the car started, but then when I tried to move it backwards into its parking spot,
Alright, so I forgot to film again. I'm sorry about that, but the car passed its MOT. It went down to the MOT centre, they did the service using my oil and my spark plugs, which is very nice of them, and yeah, it had advisories, but it didn't need anything doing to it. This bloody E39s, they're absolutely bulletproof, and it's ridiculous, and also bye.